everyone, I'm Shell, and today I'm going to be talking about Air Force Reserve Commissioned Officer Orientation, ARCU, formerly known as ARCOT. So the reason why I'm making this video is because when I found out that I had to go to ARCOT at the time, I wanted to know more. I wanted to prepare myself and was disappointed when I went on the internet and could not find anything. I found a lot of information about COT and TFOT, Total Force Officer Training, Commissioned Officer Training. However, there wasn't much information on our COT, ARCU, so I'm making this video in hopes that I can help you out and you're able to prepare yourself and have a better understanding of what ARCU is. So let's get started. So the main things I'm going to be talking about today, what ARCU is, what you need to get done prior to your arrival at ARCU, what to expect. ARCU is a 2-week formal training required by the Air Force for newly commissioned officers and the Guard or Reserve. For prior service, it's like basic military training, except they treat us like adults. For non-prior, it's a basic introduction to the military where you learn what is expected of you as an Air Force officer. Usually only medical providers, JAG, chaplains, and Medical Service Corps officers are allowed to attend this course. However, they did mention that they will be reserving spots only for medical providers from now on, and they're going to be sending everyone to TFOT, which is Total Force Officer Training, and that's where all officers will be attending, and it's an 8-week course, so I was lucky to attend this course. Things you need to get done prior to your arrival at ARCU. I found this out from someone else who had been to ARCOT previously, and a lot of the people I talked to didn't know that they were supposed to get this done. You have to email OTS Student Services with your first name, last name, full social security number, AFSC, your command, your unit, and your birth date. You can find this information on the Air University website. If you go to the website, on the right side of the web page, you'll scroll to the bottom and there's going to be a spot for ARCOT. I don't think they've changed it yet to ARCU, but there's going to be a spot for ARCOT, and in there you'll find the information that you need. And I will link it in the description for you as well. But you go to the Air University website, and then there's an email that you send this information to in order to get a username and a password that they've made for you. And then once you get this username and password, which could take anywhere from 1 to 3 weeks, you will log in and start working on some CBTs, which will be required for graduation. It's called the prerequisite test. You'll have to complete all these CBTs, and there are final exams at the end of some of them. So you need to pass these exams in order for them to be completed. For prior service members, some of the CBTs allow you to skip through and just go to the final exam. So that saves you a lot of time. On the OTS Welcome Guide, which is something you could get on the Air University website, it says that it usually only takes 22 hours to complete these CBTs. It doesn't take long, however, the longest part of this process is getting your username and password. Try and get this done as soon as possible because it could, like I said, take anywhere from 1 to 3 weeks to get it, and sometimes it takes longer than that. If you go to the Air University website, there are numbers that you can call and follow up, or there's also the email, but I would try and call first before emailing. On the Air University website, there is a lot of information that you can find out about OTS. There are welcome videos that you can watch, which give you a kind of an idea of what you're about to get into. There's the OTS Welcome Guide, which is a very valuable resource. Download it and print it out or whatever and read through it, and it'll tell you everything you need to know. It has a lot of good information. In processing, we didn't do much in processing for Guard and Reserve or for ARCU. I think it's mainly for those going to TFOT or COT. I wouldn't worry about printing 10 copies of your orders, maybe just a couple. I didn't use any of mine, but when traveling, you are supposed to have a copy of your orders on your person. So print out a couple copies of your order, just to bring a passport and your CAT card and driver's license for sure, but there's a lot of information that you don't need there. You don't need a medical record. On the Air University website, you don't need a CAC to log in. You can access it from home, and when you're emailing the email that they provide you, I would give them the best email possible. I wouldn't use my military email because some people don't have a CAC reader at home, so you can't access it from home. So use a personal email and something that's valid and that you use on a daily basis, because when you get to ARCU, you're going to be using your email and logging in throughout the course. So use a valid email, and you want to make sure that you receive this information too. So use a valid email. And finally, something super important is the OTS manual, the OTSMAN. This is basically your Bible for your time at OTS. There's a copy from 2019 that you can download on the Air University website and print it out and go through it. I mean, you don't have to, because once you get to ARCU, they give you your own little book. However, if you want to prepare and be a nerd like me, I suggest you download and read through. It tells you everything from dress and appearance to dining priority procedures to everything. It tells you everything about what you need to know when you're at ARCU. What to expect when you're at ARCU. The first day, check-in time is 09 to 1200 hours. So eat a really big breakfast. Make sure you're full, because you might not be able to get another meal until later on that day. And if you get a meal, it's going to be an MRE. You also might go to the dining facility later that day. Your first visit to the dining facility is not going to be pleasant. On your first day, you're going to arrive at the OTS complex, and you're going to have to drag your luggage and line up, and they're going to give you your OTS manual. They're going to assign you to your flights and to your rooms. And to your squadrons. You're going to get your reflective belt, all color coordinated. If it's raining, you're going to have to take out your Apex. So make sure you have that ready if the weather is supposed to be rainy. You're going to have to drag your luggage through gravel, and it's going to be difficult. However, you'll get through it, and they're going to be yelling at you, but it's nothing too serious, nothing you cannot handle. You will be able to go to the shopette if you did not bring everything on the packing list, like toiletries or whatever. I would suggest bringing all your uniforms and having everything ready to go. That way you avoid the chaos, because everyone will be there, and the line's going to be super long, and you might not buy everything you need. They will give you a checklist, a packing list while you're there. Try and bring everything that's on the packing list just to avoid that chaos. While you're at ARCU, you're going to have early mornings and long days. The duty day starts at 04:30 and ends at 2200. On the first couple days, they're going to be yelling at you to get up. You're going to have 5 minutes to put on your uniform of the day, which will most likely be your ABUs or your OCPs. But 5 minutes, so you're going to be rushed the first couple days. Well, you're going to be rushed every day, actually. Most days, you're going to be spending your time at the OTS complex in your flight room, and you will also be having briefings in the auditorium with the whole wing. In your flight room, you'll be with your flight. You will be assigned to a squadron. I was assigned to the Goldhawks. And in that squadron, there are 2 flights. A flight consists of about 15 people, and this will be your flight, and you will spend majority of your time with your flight in the flight room, and you will go everywhere with your flight. You will have a flight commander. There will be a squadron commander, and there will be a group commander, which is when all of the squadrons come together. There are also other jobs that you can be assigned to, such as academic officer, standardization officer, safety officer, leadership reaction course officer, public affairs officer. So there are different jobs, and you will be assigned, or you'll get to pick whatever your flight decides or your instructor decides. There are two main platforms you will be working with, which is Wings, which you already have a username and password for, and then on your first day, be looking for the email for Canvas, which will be the main platform you will be working with, and that will have your schedule and all the assignments you have. As far as curriculum goes, there will be lots of PowerPoint presentations, but honestly, I think they're very beneficial as far as learning how to be a leader. There's going to be leadership exercises, academic assessments. You'll be tested on the Ottoman, so study that. There's a lot of valuable knowledge and experience that you're going to take away from this course, so study a lot and often, because I feel like I spent the whole time studying, but I benefited through my grades, so study a lot. So dorm life, you're going to be living in the dorms. When I went, my squadron was in the same hall, so it made it really great for communication. I had one roommate. I got lucky. Usually there's 2 to 4 people in a room. In your rooms, there's bunk beds, there's one bathroom, and 2 sinks. There's 2 closets, and there's adequate, study area. There's 4 desks. The layout's pretty simple. You'll get a blanket and a pillow when you first get there, and it's not too bad. It's a dorm. We'll have to do dorm maintenance and keep your room clean, and I was a nerd and I looked up how to ranger roll all my shirts, because when I went to basic training, that was during a time when we had to fold everything, so I had to learn how to roll, and I did it before I got to ARCU. It made it really easy when I was unpacking and had to put everything in my drawers. We did get to do PT several times, and you also are allowed to go to the base gym. I would try and stay as physically fit as possible. Dining priorities, that's when you're going to go to the dining facility and eat your meal. But, I would suggest reading the Ottoman and learning the dining facility procedures so that when you get there, you're not completely shocked. I mean, it still was difficult at first. However, the more, you're going to have to do it every day, 3 times a day. You'll get better at it. The meals, they're okay. Sometimes it was good. Sometimes it was gross. It just depends. It's not bad, and they're not super expensive either. Sometimes you'll be eating MREs. I think maybe like 4 or 5 times. Traveling from place to place, you're gonna be marching in details the first couple days. First 2 to 3 days, you're gonna be learning how to march if you don't already know. From then on, you're gonna be marching in details, which is groups of 2 to 4. So when you go to the dining facility, you're going to be marching in a detail. When you're leaving the dorm to go to the OTS complex, you're going to be marching in a detail. For females, you're not allowed to wear makeup, unfortunately. However, you do get to take a class picture, and you can wear makeup that day. As far as graduation goes, we do not get a graduation, unfortunately. There's no huge ceremony. They just give you your certificate because it is just an orientation and it's only 2 weeks. So that's all I have to say in this video. I hope it was enough information for you. I do plan on making another video about my experience, maybe even a video on what to pack. If you have any questions, please feel free to comment below and I'll try and answer them as soon as I can. And good luck!